Welcome back to the Senate Committee on Government Operations Committee meeting of Friday, January 30th, 2026. I forgot where I was for a minute.
I thought you were going to say WSYB for a second.
Yeah, I could have. That's the voice of Vince Luzzi, by the way, folks. So we're going to take up just a run through, a walkthrough, or maybe a run through of S-295, which is a bill from Senator Vyhovsky. On the, well, I'll let her tell you. It's about the state employee retirement system. So the floor is yours.
Absolutely. Thank you. S-295 is a few, I would argue, fairly small changes to the state employees retirement systems. In section, a good portion of section 1 is just sort of cleanup language, changing language that currently reads shall include to does not include, because we've been doing that in a bunch of places. Instead of saying who the group does include, we're saying who it does not. And then when you get to page 4, line 11, we start talking about Group G members. And what this does is now skimming down to page 5, line 18, it adds a section here to Group G, the following employees who are first employed in positions listed in this subdivision F, or first included in the membership of the system on or before July 1st, 2026, who are members of the system as of June 30th, 2026, and make an irrevocable election to prospectively join Group G on or before June 30th, 2027, pursuant to the terms set by the board, and then adds classified employees of the Department of Children and Families, Fire Academy site coordinators within the Division of Fire Safety, assistant state fire marshals within the Division of Fire Safety, force protection officers with the military department, and law enforcement certification and training coordinators within the Vermont Police Academy. So this is adding these folks to that Group G election. And then we are going to talk about accidental and occupationally related disability retirement. And so this would allow people who are permanently disabled on the job before their retirement date to access their full pension. And then there is another section down on the bottom of page 9, beginning line 14, regarding transfer from Group F to Group G. So allowing that an individual to opt in to Group G within 1 year of acceptance of the position that would subject the individual to Group G, they may actually elect to remain in Group F. So again, they're fairly minor little tweaks to who sits in what group, with the exception of the disability aspect. So this would allow anyone who is permanently disabled on the job before their retirement date to access their full pension. And that's it.
Would they still be paying into the pension, even though they're permanently disabled?
They wouldn't, because they're going to pay from the state. So that's also the one that protects. Theoretically could have the biggest fiscal impact. So of course, on all of it, we're going to need to hear from JFO. But like some of our previous conversations around sort of being disabled on the job, it's going to be tough to know, and predict how many people this might apply to. Although I suppose we could have JFO in retrospective look at how many people would this have applied to over the last 10 years.
That's what actuarials everybody can figure out.
So that's it. Like I said, it's fairly, they're fairly small and minor tweaks and changes to where people sit in the system and how they're able to opt in or out of those places. It adds this disability piece. It's not particularly simple because the pension language is convoluted and complex. So I think it'll also be really helpful once we get our attorney in to walk us through the words on the page.
So in setting this up, I have no idea. Maybe I should. How many groups are there?
I believe G is the final.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 7.
Okay.
And we have all of those groups. There's no
I believe that there is at least one group off the top of
Just
my
for the record again. Tom.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. Yes, of course, Tom Alzamore, legislative coordinator, VSCA. I believe that there are some groups that have essentially no members at this point,
Oh.
but yes, there are some groups.
That is what I recall, is that there's one or maybe two groups that don't have any members in it at this point in time. But yes,
Any questions for Senator Vyhovsky? Okay, well, that's a real heck of a good job walking through this. Unfortunately, we didn't have the, I think, was Tim Devlin the drafter of this?
no, Cameron Wood
Oh,
was
that's
the,
right.
the drafter, but I believe he is otherwise occupied in a house committee.
So if and when we take this up again, we'll definitely have Cameron in and JFO to kind of flesh this out a little bit. I think I understand the changes that he suggested. And again, based on the previous testimony from the VSCA with regard to the retirement group C law enforcement being able to stay in group C even when they become recruit trainers. If there were a place for it, it would seem like this might be a good place for it.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting that you would enthusiastically want to add that provision, but because I don't know what else, we have a committee bill which basically has to do with government accountability and oversight. It really doesn't affect our.
Right, but we can always add things to the things as they come along.
I would certainly agree with your read that this is the most logical place to add that, and I did not include it because I have concerns about it, but that's I think something we can have a discussion
Okay,
in the committee about. But I do agree that logically, this would be the place to put it if we were going to do that.
And I apologize for being late. I thought you were starting it when I got here. So anyway, I apologize.
didn't wait long enough.
That's it. I like, oh, we're gonna start. Anyway,
I said 10 minutes, I thought.
I know, and I thought
Okay.
it was quarter. Anyway, so the miscellaneous amendments you already got through, I'll catch up when at another point that they are. Yes, you delete a lot of things. So, great.
Anything else for Senator Vyhovsky?
Lots, but maybe not at this number.
Right, okay. I'm waiting for, is that the, I'm hoping to get, I have not heard back from, House counterpart Byron about our first, thank you. Thanks, guys. Have
Thank you
a
very much.
safe, warm weekend.
You too.
Take care all.
So you're doing the penguin plunge with the lieutenant governor?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to move that meeting to 8:30 in the morning Tuesday, so it would not interfere with well, the Democratic caucus for one thing, but there's probably other things going on. When I set it up at noon, I was hoping that our normal committee time now on Tuesdays will commence at 1:15,
Thanks.
so that we would have an hour and 15 minutes, but I didn't realize there was a press conference that you need to be at, and I completely forgotten about the Democratic caucus. As much as possible, I don't want to interfere with other things that are going on. I'm hoping, Matt, by the time we leave today, we'll have a time.
How long does that usually last? The policy committees, you
Well,
never know. Well, I just need to let my chair, all right, because on Tuesday,
Oh, yeah.
At 8:30 in the morning, you're not having.
9 o'clock. So
Yeah, but you may not go that long for the first conference committee.
Well, no,
You
I
might,
don't
because everybody's gonna jump in, you're right.
we have a floor at 9:30, so on Tuesdays, I anticipated that there would not be committee conflict.
sometimes she,
Okay,
sometimes not. I will look.
all right.
And also, just tell her you have a conference committee,
I
you
will.
won't be there.
And how long do they last? I don't know. I don't think we have multiple areas of divergence. I think for the most part, we have two things that we're gonna.
It wasn't anything.
iron out today.
Yeah.
Is there?
Well, there's enough to have a conference committee over.
We'll figure it out.
Okay,
It's a
so now if you want, we can go over the agenda. We don't need to stay online for that. You know, it's just planning.
Oh, that would be great if we went offline.
Okay.
Bye, have a great weekend.
Well, maybe I could adjourn. Is there anything else
Make a video of that.
ready to take up today?
But
Okay, so We will adjourn for the weekend and see all of you on